Hello, guys. Hello, my friends, flat earthers, globe earthers, all of you, my friends. It's been a while since my last video, but I'm here to talk about an amazing book. I made a video some time ago about the book, Part 1, Biography of Bill Kaysing by Italian author Albino Galuppini. So I'm here to talk about Part 2. I got this book some time ago, and I read it. I got it in the morning. By the end of the day, I had read the whole book. It's an amazing book, Part 2, and I made a video talking about Part 1. So Part 2, Albino covers some other sides about Bill Kaysing. But one of the things he covers here on page 75, the suspicious death of an astronaut, he talks about Jim Irving, an astronaut who was killed when he was about to come clean on the whole moon landing stuff. So he was about to come clean. He had contacted some people. He had expressed his wish that he was going to come clean about it. He was going to interview, but sometime just before he came clean, he died suspiciously. And if you go through the book and see Albino, he interviewed some of the people who were very close to Jim Irving, and if you follow the facts, you see that the man, he was killed, he was set up, the Jim Irving. Now, Jim Irving, he was a born-again Christian. He even went to Mount Ararat in search of the Noah's Ark, and that's why he was going to come clean about the whole thing, about the moon landing, and he was killed. So Albino covers this in Part 2, and he adds more pictures and more details about about Bill Kaysing. Is the page where he placed the picture here. James Benson Irving, the grave where he is buried. So this is a must buy. I'm going to have the ISBN number on the video here. I ordered through Lulu. I have a Lulu account, so I ordered through Lulu. I'm not sure if you can find it on Amazon, but I believe if you search either The Fastest Pen of the West by Alberto Galuppini, Part 2, you will be able to find online. I'm not sure if it's on Amazon, but Lulu is good. I got it. I ordered the book. I had it within a week. I live in Japan, so I got it within a week. And in the morning when I got it, I immediately started reading. By the end of the day, I was through with the book. So this is a must-have, okay? So I will also talk about some other books that I have read recently. And so I read this book by Noel Hardley. I really enjoyed this one, okay? Avoid Science Falsely So-Called. This book, I think was written in 2017, and at this time, Zen Garcia was his publisher. And I really enjoyed this book. I really enjoyed it. As you see here, I have a lot of highlighted parts. I don't mind highlighting my favorite parts. So when I heard about book 2, but for some reason I could never finish this book. I didn't find it as good as the first one. And I remember a message that Noel left me saying that he had changed his position on the doctrine of hell, and it was here in his book. I didn't get to that part. I don't know what's going on, because I didn't get to that part, I guess, or it just went by me and I didn't pay attention enough. But I'm not going back to this book right now. I don't know when I'm gonna finish. I don't know. there was a fallout between him and Pastor Dean Odo, and I read Noel's blog. I saw his side of the story, and then I heard Pastor Dean and his side of the story. I remember posting a message on one of, I guess it was Noel's YouTube channel. I asked him, I wanted more details about it because, it's hard when you're in between two people that, you listen to this guy and this guy. You want to know who is right, who is wrong, okay? But I do believe in hell. That there are plenty of biblical reference about it, and I have no questions that hell is a place where the devil is going to spend eternity there, his angels, and whoever worships him and follows him, the devil. So I have no questions about it. So I would not agree with Noel on that part. And now, besides, I am being a Christian here in Japan, I don't have many options like churches everywhere, like back in the US, where in one corner you had Baptist church on one side, Methodist on this side, you had the Lutheran church on this side, and the Episcopalian church on that side. So, it's not like that. You don't see church here. It's 1% Christian only in Japan. So I listen to sermons online, and Pastor Dean Odo, I consider him to be my pastor because I listen to his sermons every week. I don't listen on Sunday because I'm I'm in Japan, different time zone. So I listen to Pastor Dean on Mondays when it's Sunday in the US. Okay, so another book that I really enjoyed, this one, The Atlantean Conspiracy by Eric Dubay. This is not a new book. It was, I think, back in 2015, 14, 2013. Okay, it's not a new book, but it was on my list, and I bought it. As you see here, I don't hesitate about spending my highlighters on any books. Anything I find interesting, I highlight, and got pages and pages highlighted. Each color represents something different. For example, I normally use green color for biblical references, and but not always. Sometimes I can use anything that I have nearby. But I really enjoyed this book a lot. I don't agree with 100%. Of course, there are some points like I wrote some question marks. I had some question marks, or I wrote my own ideas on the side. Some arguments I found it to be silly, but not like, it's like 1 or 2% of the book that I don't come to agree. 98% I come to agree. I don't agree, of course, with his take on Christianity, but I interview a Japanese lady who comes from a Buddhist background, and she's a flat earther. Very smart lady. I wish I could make our conversation public. She has not given me permission to do that. It was a private conversation. She knows I recorded. I share with 2 other Japanese friends of mine, and they all were very inspired by her words, and that's why I'm asking her, please let me make it public, because it's very interesting. She comes from a Buddhist background, and she was like high in that middle of knowing a lot of people, influent Buddhist leaders. And she told me it's all the same thing. All the top leaders are Freemasons, and they are all working together for this one world religion. So it's the same with Christianity, with Islam, and whatever, you name it. The top leaders, they are all connected. They are working together for the prince of this world, which is Satan. So, don't pick on one religion, don't pick on Christianity, because they are all they have all been infiltrated, and the leaders of these, mainstream religions, they are all connected. They are not, so it's silly to pick on one religion only when they are all infested or infiltrated by, Freemasons or satanic leaders. So I wouldn't worry about it. He has a chapter here about Christianity, but just remember that all religions are infiltrated. They all leaders are connected to, secret societies, whatever. But it's a very good book. I would recommend. A good friend of mine here, Japanese, British, he bought it. He sent me a picture with the book. All right. Another one that I read, Where Are We by Chad Taylor. This is an amazing book if you really want a biblical perspective book on flat earth. This is the book. He fills the book with drawings, lots of illustrations showing the dome and biblical references. Each one of these pages are drawing. There are biblical reference on that, each one of them. So this is a very good book. My daughter really enjoyed it, and I did too. So I would recommend this if you want a biblical perspective on the flat earth. This is the book to go. Okay, so I'm not getting paid to do any of this. I'm doing what I read and I would recommend. Okay, this is the one that I'm reading now, but I'm taking some time reading. It's not a flat earth book. Walt Disney, Hollywood's Dark Prince. I decided to buy this book because all the thing that's going on with Disney, all this MLK Ultra stuff going on. I decided to know more about it. But the thing about this book that I was reading, but I slowed down a little bit because it's painting Disney too much anti-Semitic. Okay, so I wonder who the author of this book is, if he's just trying to make Disney look really anti-Semitic, and what were the reasons about writing this book. Not that I'm defending Walt Disney, I'm reading because I don't know about him. And so I want to know more about him, but I wonder if the person who wrote this book doesn't have an agenda on his own, because he constantly is putting Disney as being anti-Semitic. So I have to finish the book first. But once I notice that tone, I kind of slow it down. I'm not as interested as I was before in reading this book. So I don't know when I'm going to finish this one. Alright, so coming back to the fastest pain of the West, you gotta get part 1. I got it last year. Part 2 I got some time ago. I read it in one day. Amazing. Gotta have both. I'll have the ISBN number on the screen. I'm attaching to this video maybe some short documentary. As I said, Jim Irving, the astronaut who was killed, he was a born-again Christian, and he was about to come clean and spill out the beans on the whole moon landing fakery. But he was killed about, a couple of days before he was able to come clean and interview people. All right, so I do have some flat earth projects coming up. And I was, I don't think I have enemies. I try not to have enemies, like I have globe believers who disagree with me. I disagree with them, but I wish them all the best. One of them is Wolfie6020. We have exchanged some messages. I just believe in flat earth, so I'm not going to be watching his videos because he doesn't convince me. And if he wants to comment on mine, it's up to him. He's not going to change my mind on the subject. I came from a heliocentric education. I now see that the earth is flat. And, once they say, once you go flat, you never go back. So his videos do not convince me. But I wish him all the best. So we exchanged a few messages the other day, and somebody saw that we were exchanging messages, he posted, "Hey, Abanjo, when are you going to come up with flat Earth model that works?" So that's what I'm coming up with. Give me a few more weeks because I'm really busy. I do have a business here, and our business is growing. We got new students, coming every day, so it keeps me busy. And we deal with other problems here in Japan. There are a lot of people depressed here. Just about 3 weeks ago, I had a student confiding me that she was trying to take her own life. And we deal with these situations constantly here. I had a student who 2 weeks ago ran away from home. Posts everywhere, she was nowhere to be found for 4 days. She's only 15. So we deal with these problems here that sometimes take the priority. We got to deal with these situations first. And we have to leave flat Earth on the back seat sometimes. So I am working on a flat Earth model, and I want to take this flat Earth model everywhere with me. I want to challenge university professors, PhDs. I want to challenge anybody, when I have this ready. I have the project. I'm going with this Japanese lady to this place to have it made, and I'm going to show how it works. I was in Auckland, beautiful place, beautiful city, beautiful country. I wasn't there just for the Flat Earth meeting. I was also visiting schools there and universities. And I saw this debate. I saw these astrophysicists and these guys spend almost an hour trying to educate us into heliocentrism, which was a complete waste of time. The heliocentric model is ridiculous. But anyway, I will have this flat Earth model done. I'm going to be showing here, and I want to be challenging anyone online or face to face. I'm going to be taking this to some street activism here. If I can take to colleges, universities, I want to challenge anybody, showing my model, and I want to show how it works. But I don't plan to have it ready at least, until late September, October. Take some time, and I'm pretty busy. I'm planning some trips, and just busy with work. So guys, this is all for today. I wish you all the best. God bless each and every one of you. The Earth is flat. The sun is not 93 million miles away. The moon is not something that you can land on. What else? Waters do not bend. Waters don't stick to a spinning ball. We are not rotating around the sun. The Earth is flat. Does not move. It's established just as the Bible says. There's a firmament above us. The heavens declare the glory of God, as it says Psalm 19:1, and the firmament shows his handicraft. Okay, this is what I have to say. God bless each one of you. See you the next time. Bye bye.